The Supreme Court has upheld EVM usage, rejecting calls for 100% VVPAT verification, affirming the existing protocol and dismissing pleas for the return to a paper ballot. Prime Minister Narendra Modi hailed the Supreme Court's rejection of the petitions for cross-verifying EVM votes with VVPAT, stating it shattered the dreams of those seeking to mislead the nation. Let's hear in.
आज उच्च न्यायालय ने सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने साफ साफ कह दिया है कि बैलेट पेपर वाला पुराना दौर वापस लौट करके नहीं आएगा। आज जब पूरी दुनिया भारत के लोकतंत्र की, भारत की चुनाव प्रक्रिया की, भारत के चुनावों में टेक्नोलॉजी के उपयोग की वाहवाही करती है, तारीफ करती है, तब ये लोग अपने निजी स्वार्थ के लिए बदनीयत से ईवीएम को बदनाम करने पर लगे पड़े थे। इन्होंने लोकतंत्र के साथ लगातार विश्वासघात करने की कोशिश की है, लेकिन आज इन्हीं लोगों को देश की सर्वोच्च अदालत ने, सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने ऐसा करारा तमाचा मारा है, ऐसा करारा तमाचा मारा है, ये अब मुंह ऊंची करके देख नहीं पाएंगे जी।
VVPAT is an independent vote verification system which enables an elector to see whether his vote was cast correctly. A bench of justices, Sanjeev Khanna and Dipankar, also rejected the petitions to revert to paper ballot voting system. Quote unquote, we have rejected all of them. After referring to the protocol in place, technical aspects which is on record, said the bench in separate yet concurring judgments. The apex court also directed that after the completion of symbol loading process, the symbol loading unit should be sealed in containers, adding that the SLU should be stored at least for a period of 45 days. The verdict of the top court came on petitions which sought cross-verification by the voters of the votes cast by them as counted as recorded in the EVMs with VVPAT.
Today the Supreme Court delivered its judgment on EVM and VVPAT. Our demand was that because the EVMs have a programmable memory and therefore can be manipulated, so in order to avoid public apprehension about the integrity of the EVMs, one of the three things could be done. Either you go back to paper ballots, or you give the VVPAT slip in the hands of the voter, which can be put in the ballot box and then counted, or in the alternative, the black glass of the VVPAT machine should be made transparent, or at least the light should remain on for all the time, so that people can see what is happening inside the VVPAT. And also 100% counting of the VVPAT slips. The court has not accepted our demands, but has directed the Election Commission to examine that if barcodes can be put on the ballot, on the VVPAT slips, so that the VVPAT slips can be mechanically counted by a counting machine.
It is interesting to know that although EVMs were conceived in the late 70s, they were first used in some booths of Paravur Assembly seat of Kerala in 1982. Subsequently, in 1989, during the National Front government, Parliament amended the Representation of the People's Act 1951 to create a provision for the use of the EVMs. The formal introduction of EVMs happened in 25 constituencies across MP, Rajasthan and Delhi in 1998. Its use was further expanded to dozens of Lok Sabha constituencies in 1999 and 2000 during the Vajpayee regime. And Vajpayee lost the government, and it was now EVM, the Congress party came to power, and the fight continues, Brijesh. So are we looking at an end to this EVM controversy?
No, we are not, because the entire controversy can be summed up in one line. whether you are pro EVM or anti EVM depends on which side of the fence you are. When the BJP was in opposition, GVL Narasimha, its Raj Sabha MP, wrote a book on how EVM is corruptible, how it can be tampered, how the entire process can be hijacked. The BJP voiced its doubt on the EVMs, and for the Congress party, it was a sacrosanct machine. When the government changed, now it is the Congress party which is casting doubt on the EVM, its functionality, how it can be programmed and all. And now the BJP says it's sacrosanct, and Prime Minister says it's a tamacha on the move of the opposition.
Okay, Ajit,
so I think it will not stop.
Okay, Ajit, Brajesh is saying it's not going to stop. Is it going to stop?
No. This dispute will continue. This dispute will continue as long as we all have the doubt of technology that could be manipulated as and when we need about. That is the thing. This Congress is making an apprehension about malpractices and what you call the misinterpretation of all these votes. That is surely intended to doubt the reliability of EVM as well as the VVPAT. But the court, even though they have rejected the pleas, they have definitely asked the election commission to see the possibility of counting the VVPAT, even though they have rejected the plea. That is a reasonable question. That is a reasonable demand the Supreme Court also made to the election commission, as well as a consolation for the what do you call the complainants. That is there. So this apprehension on
So the two people in my show are saying that this controversy is going to continue. Rene, is this controversy going to continue?
Without doubt. I mean, we have to consider the fact that globally, whether it's Europe or it's America, everybody is still having gone, having migrated to the electronic voting machine system. The preference globally is for the ballot system. However, even the Supreme Court, while having, disposed of the petition, one of the prime reasons for its doing so was also the fact that we were already in the thick of elections. So, which means that a legal challenge may still come up in the post the general elections for future elections. And I personally believe that when it comes to the VVPAT sample size that is cross-checked to correspond with the EVM results, I think the more logical first move would be to increase the sample size of these VVPAT machines, so that there is a greater sense of systemic beliefs to slow down the protests against EVMs.
Okay, Sunita, do you think that this controversy is going to continue now? Three people are saying that it will have a life of its own, but the fact is when the Supreme Court is thrown out, what will the opposition do? Demand a referendum on it?
No, in fact, I have two things to say. Ballot papers was never an option because booths were captured, boxes were taken away. So
absolutely.
That was never an option. Now, coming to this controversy of EVMs, for the time being, after the Supreme Court verdict, they have also done some due diligence. They've done, called the officers, they've gone through it. I do think that the opposition should stop talking about it, and there is a reason. Because you have to restore the confidence of the voter. The voter somehow does not trust EVM. वो कहते हैं ना बटन कोई भी दबाओ पर वोट तो वहीं जाता है. So it's very important for people to now say, for some time, close the issue and go for voting and all that. And later on, if they have any complaints for consultation, the Supreme Court has given certain options. But I think for the time being, they should stop talking about it.
I think I kind of agree with you, Sunita, because last time when I interviewed Jain Chaudhary, he made the same point. He said that in one of the meetings of the India Alliance, he said that at one point you're saying that there's a EVM scam, and the second thing you are saying is you vote for me. So if there is a scam, then what difference will your vote make, Sunita?
No, but you see, there is a scam. That's what I'm saying. Why Supreme Court, if it has given a directive, they must have gone through everything now. They must have checked all the nuts and bolts. And if we don't trust Supreme Court, then what do we do? I'm talking about the opposition parties. Now they have no other option. But this time the elections will be done on EVMs. So it's better to focus on other things. improve their voting percentage instead of wasting their time on this.
पर ये
And
भी
we
तो
do
मैसेज जाता है भाई, ये भी तो मैसेज चला जाता है, नाच ना आवे आंगन टेढ़ा.
नहीं, ऐसा नहीं है. There are
तो
experts
कैसा है?
who have been
फिर आप ही
talking
बता
about
दीजिए.
this.
तो आप बता दीजिए कैसा है
मुझे
फिर.
तो नहीं आता है. मुझे तो
हाँ?
नहीं आता है. I'm not a technical person. But
Well-
I've seen some of the films that some of the petitioners, I could see it on the social media, but I don't understand. But I think for the time being, we should
Okay.
be convinced that
Okay.
EVMs is.
Okay, I would like to thank all of you. Yes, Supreme Court has set the debate, but I understand the controversy like these have a political life. Courts can take a legal view, but now for the opposition parties to make it into an electoral issue would be tough, because the government can say that the courts have already taken a call. Now, how is it going to play out is a different thing. If they come to power next time around, then again the whole idea would be you have come to power on the EVMs and you still want to go to the ballot. So, it's going to be a tough road. Right now, it's advantage BJP when it comes to the EVM issue.